Yep, we're rolling for almost said another fragrance review. No, not not a fragrance review today. Back on the hair products, just looking at them now. Unfortunately, stickers on. I could take the stickers off, but they're like welded onto the pots. It is a company called ARREN. You can't really see it there. I have used this company before, obviously at the time. And from anyone watching this, I probably wouldn't have heard of this company. It's actually a Greek company. As far as I'm aware, the line is called ARREN Men's Grooming, but the company is Farcom Professional, based in Greece. So I've used I'm trying to remember now. I can't remember, but I've used two of their hair products before that were pretty good. These ones not so much. I just thought, the pomades. There was one that was what was it? A light hold pomade. That was kind of, or sorry, I should reword that. It wasn't a light hold pomade. It was kind of high shine, medium hold, kind of like what's in my hair at the moment. That's why I'm trying to get the light on it, because that's coming to the end of the tub. So that gives a bit of a shine. And obviously, I tend to have more of a pompadour, and it holds the hair well enough. I don't like stuff that's, when I was younger, and depending on like what I was doing, if I was playing football or having a full day at school, or even at work in my early 20s, when I started with certain like office jobs, and you'd be there 8 hours and you've got to travel home, etc. It actually paid to have something that wouldn't just hold your hair, but would style it according to where you go. So even though a lot of people just think of a hair product as like, let's get a cheap gel or wax or whatever, they do a bit like fragrances, obviously, for what you pay, like a premium or whatever. You do tend to get that's kind of what we'll base the quality on. Not always, but a lot of the time. So with these ones, they're quite cheap. The ones before I actually got on a discount, so I think they were like £2 each or something. So they were excellent, and I remember them reviewing them a while ago, and they were good. These ones, not so much. One of them's a bit better than the other, hence why I've used most of the tub of that. I've had them several months. The other one, not so much. So what we'll do the better one first. This is a high hold moulding clay, orange pot. They all have the same design, just different colours, and obviously different inside. As you can see, it's kind of like, even though it's described as a moulding clay, it actually applies more like a pomade, which again is my preference as I've got older. And luckily it's not too harsh in the hair, because again, you're trying to go for ideally water-based products, albeit when you're younger and your hair's healthier, etc. Or even if it isn't, and you choose to, use certain products, obviously, you just got to bear that in mind. Some products are better for your hair than others. So, yeah, it smells quite pleasant. I'm not going to do it as like a fragrance review, or try not to. But it's decent, and I'd say like it's a solid 7 out of 10, this one. It says it's a high hold. I disagree. It's more of a medium hold. But one thing it does do, it gives like a neutral shine. Obviously, this is a different product in my hair, but I'm just reviewing this one because, again, this is the ARREN line. Bought these in TK Maxx. You can get them online. They're not a lot of money. As I say, it says recommended price £17. It's not that price. That's just to obviously make you think, oh, for our price, $3.99, that's worth it. Obviously, TK Maxx, I think in America it's something different, TJ Maxx or something similar, but it's basically a store in the UK that sell cheap fragrances, hair products that you might not be able to pick up in regular places. They tend to have like niche clothes and other things like that as well, and furniture and stuff. So yeah, nothing more I can really say. It's a 7 out of 10. This one, the high hold moulding clay, does the job. Nothing special, but because it's a clay, it can kind of be reworked a bit, whereas say a gel or certain, which we'll go on to in a minute, products tend to be set quite hard in the hair, and it doesn't give a natural look, where this one, again, 7 out of 10 for the orange one. And then we move on to apparently a natural hold matte fibre wax. Now, how I would describe this, and even trying to show you it, I have to be careful because it's very messy. It's like, I don't want to say wallpaper paste, but it's more of like a paste if anyone's ever used them. And even though it has that stickiness of a fibre, I find it like more like glue, and it's just very harsh in the hair in terms of you can't restyle it once it's in and it's set, which doesn't take long. It just fixes the hair in that position, so you kind of have to act fast when putting this in the hair. I think for someone, again, it says natural hold, it's very unnatural, the actual opposite of what it describes. Back in the day, I've used fibres, experience with them before I moved on later to pomades. In my opinion, obviously, I looked at this thinking, oh, it's been a while since I've used a fibre, matte fibre, or the matte effect. It gives a bit more volume and a more natural look. But it's actually, the description is far rather the opposite end of this. It gives an unnatural shine and a really hard hold. So if you're going for that, or if you just slick back in the hair, but again, it kind of, the thing that I'll say about matte fibre, it's more of like to add volume. If you just want to stick back the hair like a gel or a light pomade with a high shine does the job. Again, I've mentioned this in previous reviews, so we won't go over old ground, or try not to. So I think in terms of what this actually does, even though the description's misleading, I'd probably give it like a 6.5 out of 10. The reason why it doesn't get a higher mark is, as I said, the description doesn't fit what's in the product. I've not used hardly any of it, and it's very messy as well. Again, like with other products, you could argue that they're messy, but it washes off your hands easily. It doesn't, make a mess elsewhere, where I find with this, just even taking out in the fingers, if you drop it, it's a nightmare. So it's hard to work with, I should say. I wouldn't recommend this. Obviously, this one, yeah, it's decent. It says moulding clay, but I've used clays again, and they tend to be very greasy and thick, where this is the opposite. So I do recommend this. And with this one, yeah, 6.5 out of 10. It holds the hair well. If you're looking for like rock hard hair that doesn't move sort of thing, then go for this one, despite it saying natural hold matte fibre wax. Kind of moved away from fibres and gels. As I got older, I tend to go for pomades, because I think that they're like a hybrid of everything. You can get a high shine or a low shine, a high hold, but yet you can still rework the hair. So I just can't really fault them. They're a lot more popular than they used to be back in the day. They're obviously in the 30s and the 40s, and that sort of time period, obviously gentlemen used pomades a lot. And I think in the 90s it was like the gel phase and hairsprays, especially in the 80s. And again in the 2000s they started bringing out the waxes, the clays, the fibres, and pretty much everybody I knew, and even to this day, they use different hair products. They don't just stick with the same one. So yeah, so just to reiterate, I have used Farcom Professional ARREN products before. These two are okay. 7 out of 10 for the clay, and then like a 6.5 for the matte fibre wax. Nothing more I can really say. If you do go back to the other video that I've done of the ARREN products, I actually preferred the pomade. So if you can pick them up for a decent price, as I did, for a few quid each, well worth it. Buying these for anything more than a five, as that, I wouldn't say it's worth it, although this one you may consider. But I think there's better products out there, better products that I've reviewed on the channel. So nothing more I can really say. End it there.